Yes, there has been a lot of discussion and a number of studies on this phenomenon. The issue you're referring to, often dubbed TikTok tics, is a form of functional neurological disorder, FND, specifically functional tic-like behaviors. Here's a breakdown of what the studies and medical experts found. A sudden surge. During the COVID-19 pandemic, doctors and neurologists, particularly at clinics specializing in movement disorders, noticed a dramatic increase in teenage girls and young women presenting with sudden onset tics. This was a significant shift, as typical tic disorders like Tourette's syndrome are more common in boys and usually have a gradual onset in early childhood. The TikTok connection. A key commonality among these patients was that they had been spending a significant amount of time watching TikTok videos of influencers with Tourette's syndrome or other tic disorders. The tics they developed often mimic the specific, complex, and sometimes bizarre tics of these influencers, which is not typical for Tourette's. Not Tourette's syndrome. Healthcare providers were able to differentiate these cases from Tourette's for several reasons. Onset. The tics appeared abruptly and with high severity, rather than gradually over time. Demographics. The majority of affected individuals were adolescent girls, which is the reverse of the typical demographic for Tourette's. Tic type. The tics were often complex and involved the arms and trunk more than the face, and they often included specific phrases or movements seen in the videos. A form of mass psychogenic illness. Many experts consider this a modern-day example of mass psychogenic illness, also known as mass sociogenic illness or mass hysteria. In this phenomenon, symptoms spread through a group, not because of a biological or infectious cause, but because of psychological and social factors. The widespread reach of TikTok allowed this to happen on a global scale. Underlying factors. While the tics themselves were not Tourette's, they were a real and distressing condition. The phenomenon is often linked to increased stress, anxiety, and depression, which were exacerbated by the social isolation and pressures of the pandemic. The brain, under extreme stress, can develop these involuntary movements as a way to cope. In short, the TikTok tics phenomenon is a widely documented and studied occurrence where a specific group of young women developed functional tic-like behaviors, distinct from Tourette's syndrome, with a clear link to social media consumption.